Let's do it.
Do this. Yeah, we are going live. You are now watching Dominate LinkedIn video live with Jonathan Palmar. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and only Jonathan Palmar. Yeah, we are live.
What's going on, buddy? Great to be here.
It is happening. It is finally happening. Okay, so did you like the intro?
Oh, it was excellent. It was excellent. I love the whimsical music to run things up. I love the way you promoted it. Yeah, man, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
I downloaded like 100 of your videos.
Oh,
so
okay.
I run through all your, your 12 months activity. I downloaded like 100 videos of yours, and then I tried to make some, short content to promote it. So anyway,
I'm
ladies
impressed.
and gentlemen,
I didn't even know I had 100 videos. So the fact that you know all that, impressive. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. I'm super excited to announce we've got another special episode of LinkedIn Live show from Poland. Yeah,
from Poland, nice.
From Poland, yeah. We are in Miami with one of the greatest video creators on LinkedIn, Jonathan Palmar. Thank you very much for coming, mate.
Of course.
And to my audience, to my to community that doesn't know you yet, because there are a few people in Poland. Yeah, you gotta know that there are a few that doesn't know you yet, that don't know you yet. If you can say a couple of words about you, and then we're gonna start kicking with some proper questions, content, and
I love it. So I was a former professional wrestler turned forensic accountant. And I just wasn't super satisfied with my life as an accountant. Obviously, don't look like I belong in a room. So, at the time, I was working for my forensic accounting agency. He recognized the fact that we, after almost 20 years, we had never marketed before. We had never promoted the company before online. Recognizing that, we decided to start developing content. We knew that LinkedIn had some potential in terms of, as a business platform. So, I saw that Shay Rowbottom was absolutely killing it with the video. So, I reached out to her. I became a client. And then because I was so successful at it within a short period of time, she basically told me, hey, it's time to leave the family business and join the circus. Come work for me as a content creator. So now that's what I do for a living. I teach others how to create video content that stops the scroll, gets people's attention, and gets you booked on LinkedIn Live, such as this one. So yeah, it's a really exciting journey, and it's been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I can't remember when I saw you for the first time, but when I saw you, first time when I saw Shay, I was like, okay, another, let's say, good-looking chick on video, right? Okay, where she come from? What's going on? Okay, and then you just keep watching it, and you're like, damn, she's really good, and yeah, she's really good, yeah. With all the storytelling and video creating and stuff like that. And then I saw you, and they working together, and damn, this guy is crushing. This guy is killing it. And I'm like, okay, who is John? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? What is he doing?
A little enigma.
Yeah. And then I obviously I found you, and I found your community as well, where I got some friends, when I made some friends as well, which is amazing. And
it's been quite the journey, and it's happened relatively fast. So yeah, it's been quite the journey.
Yeah. So once again, thank you very much for coming. And then, okay, I'm gonna start dropping questions at you, because that's what we're here for, to tell
let's do it
about LinkedIn videos, about killing it like John Palmar. Yeah. So let's kick it. Okay, first question is, why video, right? So what makes it better than any other content?
Well, I mean, I guess, for me, and please let me know if the connection's not the best, so I kind of know how to pace myself a little bit. But I'd say that it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Like something that like really got my attention very early on is I noticed that whether somebody's very extroverted like a Gary Vaynerchuk, or they're a little bit shy or a little bit more shy like a Bill Gates, a little more introverted Bill Gates, a Jeff Bezos, people that are not super comfortable with camera, they recognize the fact that as a personality, as somebody that's in media, as somebody that's supposed to be at the forefront of their businesses, you have to develop those skills. You have to be comfortable on camera, right? Because there's only so far that we can go when it comes to writing content or like presenting ourselves through written, form. It's two-dimensional. When you're on video, it turns it three-dimensional. There's, they say that like 80 to 90% of communication is nonverbal, right? So it's the way that we articulate. It's the way that we, move our bodies. It's the expressions on our face. It can make people feel things that written word just may not be able to get as deep. So I recognized very early on that video content was a way of just taking things to a different level, more intense, but also it's kind of like, for some of us that are not great writers, it could be a super strength because it allows me to, despite the fact that I'm not a great writer, I can still articulate a great message by the way that I'm presenting it. So especially like, when you add in the editing, when you add in all those, and I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later, but I just feel like, it's a lot easier to build those strong relationships with people when you can do it on camera, when they can see you, feel you, and understand it with text posts, what have you. You just can't do it the same way.
The connection, you're breaking up a little bit. Hopefully, it will improve on the way. Yes. Disconnection. Let's shout out to to people that just joined. I've got Grzegorz, who is one of your biggest fans as well. Grzegorz,
sorry about the comment, buddy.
No worries, man. So Grzegorz says hi. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's true as well. That people, as you said, they are introverts or something like that. I mean, they hide. Well, I wouldn't say hide, but they're not, as you said, they're not very confident on cameras, right? I wasn't never confident in front of the camera, right? So I just
really
one day I just picked it up and I was like, okay, I'm just going, right? I'm just going.
You seem very comfortable on camera. I'm not buying it. I feel like you're a master of it.
But I'll tell you what, I was insecure for a long time, right?
No, you weren't.
I was, yeah. I was creating, audio content, right? I was creating audio content in the first place when I was growing up. So I fall in love with music, right? Then I started editing content, for myself, for everyone, and started with Windows Movie Maker.
Oh wow! Okay,
right?
Old school.
Oh yes. Then I went to Vegas movie studio and stuff like that. But music was my my thing all the time. So I wasn't always like that. And I still
ask you. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's my show.
Why not YouTube? Why are you not going all in on YouTube? What's stopping you?
Lack of time. The thing is, I'm on full-time job, right? I'm doing video editing for people after work because I'm trying to to run my own company, right? My video editing company, video company, or something like that. So all I've got is like 2-3 hours left during the week. I mean, every day. And then if I wanted to go all in, I would have to, lose, drop everything and just go in. I can't do that right now. But YouTube, yeah, it is. I've got some people on YouTube which I watch, and Casey Neistat, right? Parker Wahlberg. I've got this great guy who's Peter McKinnon, right? From Canada.
I know all of them.
Yes. So one day. Okay.
One day, do a little vlogging. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. My wife says hello. Yeah, she's part of it because she lets me do all the stuff. She gives me all the time to do that, and she's absolutely she's the best wife I could have.
Well, to give a little context, because I think that it's a part of the journey that we're talking about it now, but a lot of people don't get to hear it. And it's like you mentioned, you know, I remember when I first started creating video content, I had a full-time job that was outside of this. And the reality is, outside of my own videos, I do have a full-time job coaching people, right? So, you know, in addition to that, that's where I developed a little bit of a pill problem, was the fact that I would work my entire day and then I would spend an additional, you know, 8 to 10 hours after my, you know, 8 to 10 hour workday, developing these video contents, developing my skills. And yeah, I mean, ultimately, it caused me to lose everything. You know, I ended up going through a divorce. You know, I really did kind of hit rock bottom. But what was so interesting is, like, as I found more success on LinkedIn, I found less success in my personal life. It almost seemed like, you know, when you're at your very best, when you're at the very top, you can also be at the very bottom, lifestyle wise. And I found the correlation. I remember I got 80,000 views on a single video. Same week, I got served divorce papers. It was just like, I mean, now I'm over it. You know, it's like I'm on the other side. But at the time, it just seems so ironic how you could be at your very best and your very worst in that same exact moment. So
yeah, or in a split
it's
second, things
not
change.
for everyone.
Yeah, but things change in a split second sometimes. So
They do. They
as you
do.
said, the higher you are, the greater it hurts when you drop down or something like that. When you hit the rock bottom.
Yes, yeah, but it really is a sacrifice. It's all a
Yeah,
sacrifice.
but look at you. Look where are you now, right? So
Right,
this
right.
is inspiring. This is what I because we know Shay. I know her for a couple of years, maybe probably a little bit, maybe before you, or maybe I don't know. But back in 2018. But I saw,
Right.
you know, I've watched her journey, right, from 2018 when I first joined LinkedIn, and I saw the journey for, you know, it's been 3 years now.
Yeah,
And it's been, you know, amazing. She had a background, yeah, video background before.
she
Now,
did. Yeah, she did. She did a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've seen. Well, I wouldn't say I've seen your journey because I saw you like a year or a little bit more than a year ago, and I saw you, let's say, on top already. I can't remember how many, you know, connections did you have that time, but it was like, you know, I saw you and you were already there. You look
Yes.
damn good, right? And I was
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is something amazing, right? And that's why I love this platform, because I've got some community from Poland, and I've met amazing people from, you know, outside the country, USA, Australia. It's unbelievable what internet is, you know, is doing this, you know, and
And
what kind of
can I give you a little bit of credit? I want to give you credit because I think that this is also going to be very beneficial to your community. What I love about guys like you is you're not afraid to ask, and you're not afraid to do the extra work. I know that, like, for a little while, you were sending me messages. I wouldn't always respond back to them, but you never lost enthusiasm. You know, you never lost enthusiasm. You never stopped trying, right? And I think a lot of people, they just don't try. They don't reach out. They don't send messages, you know, and they don't realize how close they are, or they don't realize, you know, the way that people are paying attention to you, even though they may not respond every time. They see you. They see the messages. They see the comments that you leave in the comment section. The fact that you are so dedicated, so loyal, you know, and it's like, we do feel like when you send me a message, I'm like, man, like, what can I do for this guy? Like, I want to help him because he's always there for me. He's always super supportive. And so I would challenge anybody. You know, it doesn't matter if the person has 150,000 followers, if they have 200,000, a million, you know, don't stop. You know, take this guy's approach, because yes, it does work. And when we look at the list of people that you've already interviewed, you know, Alex Sheridan and Natalia, myself, and who knows where it goes from here. One thing that I can give you a lot of credit for is the fact that, you know, you don't lose enthusiasm and you keep such a great attitude. And I think that that's everything. It's so important to being successful.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I wouldn't, you know, I would be, I wouldn't say I would be not honest if I said that I was always like happy when someone don't respond or something like that. It sometimes happens, right? But I do realize that there is a difference between having like 2,000 connections and like 100 or 200,000 connections, right? So
sure, of course.
And I've got to be as well, you know, like first of all polite, because I'm always polite, yeah.
You're polite. You're a nice
yeah,
guy. Yeah.
yeah, but you've got to have this understanding that you're not the only one, right? There are many of people asking this guy, so just give him a little, give it a little bit room. There will be your time to, for him to see your, question or whatever, see your email, and then just don't give up, and that's it. Because once you give up, it's already done and gone, and then you just like leave frustrated because like, oh, he didn't respond, but you didn't try enough, right? You didn't try enough to be noticeable, right? To be noticed.
Right.
So I
Right.
try, first of all, I love your content, so I'm doing it like,
Appreciate it.
with pleasure, right? So, and it was my biggest dream, but I would never think about it. I would never dreamed of it to have, start interviewing people, because I always want to do it. But, Alex told me, because I said to him, "Oh, I had this, crazy idea of, interviewing people because I thought I could do it, right?" And then he says, "Yeah, just apply for live." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." I applied. 5 days later, you are approved, and I'm like, "Jesus,
Wow.
yeah."
And
I was like,
it took Miss Shea Rowbottom like 3 months, 4 months to get it. So
"Yeah."
that's quite the accomplishment, let me tell you.
Yeah, because I've read some people from like Luke Matthews. Yeah, big shout out to Luke
Oh
as
my
well.
God.
Yeah,
We
he
went
was like,
24 hours trying to get him LinkedIn Live. We did an event in hopes that they would approve us after. Still didn't for months.
say
So
hello.
yeah.
Say hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey there.
Yeah.
Good kid.
Yeah. He's the moment. Yeah, she's learning English now.
Nice, nice. Love it.
So
Love
I was so stunned that they give me, live after 5 days, and then just Alex says, "Yeah, we're going live," and I'm like, "Okay." And
Oh
I made the
wow.
list, and I made a list of people that I want to interview. So I send them requests, and then finally I got Alex and Natalia, and then I've got you, right? So
Amazing. Amazing.
yeah.
Love
So
that.
yeah. Right, so we've got a question from Jonathan, from Grzegorz. Yeah, he says you're doing a great job. And what tools do you use?
Oh my gosh, what tools do I not use? Okay, so top ones. Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro. That is like my that's my bread and butter. That's my baby. I spend so much time on it. I feel like it makes such a difference in the quality. It has a pretty high learning curve. It's not the easiest program to work with. So it's a very blank canvas, really. But I find it has so much versatility. Next one is Canva. I use Canva for like all the graphics and stuff like that, moving backgrounds, what have you. And this one's like my little cheat code. This is the one that like, and how do you pronounce your name? It's Lucas, right?
Lucas, right?
Lucas. I want you to put in the comment section or wherever, what have you, clip grab. Now, I can't tell all of you to do it, but it has literally changed my life. Clip grab allows you to download YouTube videos. So, when you see me use a 4K background or, like music, or you see me use like some type of like moving image or what have you, a movie clip, I'm grabbing it from Clip Grab. I will still ask the owner of the footage if I could use it. But I don't know if it's like legal or what have you, but I have used it, and LinkedIn hasn't docked me yet for it. So seems to be all right, but always get permission before you take a YouTube video. So
I'll give you a tip if I can, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Yes.
I don't know if you've heard about this Envato elements.
Envato, yes. It's like I get so lazy with some things, and with other things I go all in. But that's one thing I've heard of, and I've never used it. But tell me about it.
It's brilliant. I mean, you've got all you need, man. You've got you're gone.
I'm good. Yeah, we're good.
So let's kill the clip grab. Okay. Martin says hello. So hello to Martin. Thank you everyone for coming. So Envato Elements, because I've been using it for quite a long time for my company where I work for, and for the company I'm running. Company, one person company. But anyway, so you've got all
got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone starts from scratch. Yeah, you got to start from somewhere. Anyway, so you've got all the tools you want there. Stock videos, right? 3D or 4D animation graphics. You've got plenty, millions of titles, animations, callouts, and things for Premiere Pro. You've got fonts, website templates, graphics, templates, whatever you need for your videos, for creating icons, emojis, man. It's an ocean for creators, right? And
Envato elements. I'm writing it
Yeah,
down. I'm
I
gonna leave
absolutely,
myself a little
yeah,
note.
I absolutely love it. And I've been doing, videos for my clients. I've got a client from the USA, and she's been doing, green screen stuff. So I'm using the background out there, and I've got, as I said, a lot of animations, titles. It's unbelievable. It's not cheap. I mean, it would be cheap for you because
Nah, well, but
yeah, but
I have to mention it because I think a lot of people give me a lot of trash about the fact that look at my studio. I literally, it's just like a mirror in the background. I have like zero studio, and look at your studio. It really makes me feel like I'm outclassed.
Hold
And
on. This is my studio.
Wow. Okay. Well, then listen, you're killing it with the green screen because you had me sold. I thought that was real. All right. So, maybe I need to put up the green screen and yeah. Okay, brother.
Just
I'm
behind me, I'm in my daughter's room. So if you saw the mess on there, I just, I have to,
It's us creatives, man. It's us creatives. Like, having a mess and being creative, it goes hand in hand. It really does.
Yeah. So, yeah, environment. So, yeah.
Let's see. Jonathan, you have a lot of positive energy. You emanate it. How do you maintain it? Drugs.
I knew you'd say that, man.
Hey, listen, you guys want the honest truth? No, I'm kidding. There was a time where that was accurate. Drugs would have been my answer. I wouldn't have been proud to share it. But yeah, like I had to go through a little bit of a rehab period. And I think that it was my excuse, right? It was my excuse. I think my energy was always great. But I'd say that number one, people bring it out of you, right? Like, because I enjoy communicating with Lucas, makes it a lot easier to get excited about this kind of thing. But also, I understand there's an audience out there that's watching this. That gives you energy. And the fact that this is something that I love to do, I'm very passionate about it. So that really helps as well. So yeah, it's gratitude. It's, all the stuff that you would typically hear, but good friends, gratitude, and really loving what you do. And I feel like that really allows you to have a lot of energy. But plus, we're not like this 24 hours a day, right? I'll do this one. I got a couple more, calls. But yeah, I'd say that most of my day, I'm a pretty calm introvert guy. And then, when the lights are on, I think it brings it out of you.
Yeah, well, you're doing great. If you're introvert, it doesn't seem like you are, man. It's like you're like, all there as well, all in your videos, always positive. As you said, people I wouldn't say they are different, but this video and the reason and the thing that you have in mind that you're talking to a community, to people watching you, is bringing the best out of you, right? So once you get all of your flaws outside there and you show it to people, right? I'm just a regular guy. You're not, but I am. and
I'm a regular guy, man. I just grew my hair a little bit longer than you did.
It's a 5 days, man. So I need to shave it. I hate it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but once you leave your flaws out there and you show it to people, right? They can't hurt you anymore. So
can I read something to you? Let me read something to you because I found it and it really resonated with me. Let me see if I could find it. Just give me a quick second. Yeah, okay, right here. You will never be able to use my weaknesses against me because I exposed them my damn self. And that's the plot twist. Vulnerability and self-awareness are superpowers. If you put it all out there, nobody can use it against you, which is really funny. I got to tell a little short story. I remember right after my divorce, I started getting back on the dating scene. So it's super embarrassing, but again, we're being vulnerable right now. I created a Bumble account. I created a Tinder account and I put my pictures out there, what have you. And I finally went on a date and I felt this pressure that I had to basically tell my full story, because right after, my biggest concern became if they Googled my name and they watch some of these podcasts after the date, it's I started thinking about all the stuff that I've said publicly. And I realized like I have to put everything out there on the first date because God forbid they find it on their own, and then I'm in trouble. So it's, yeah, I think that it's really important. You just put it all out there and people are going to judge you. They're going to, they're going to run to, they're going to make their judgments, but it's not up to you. All you could do is share and the right people will find you.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, look at as I said, look at the journey that you've been through, and look where, as I said, look where are you now. And it is inspiring because you're talking about those bad things that you've done in the past. I've done some bad things in the past as well, and then I'm trying to recover and stuff like that. And it's all about perspective as well, because you will have some people who will judge you no matter what you do, and there will be some people who are like have this a self-awareness, self-confidence, and they know who you are, they know what you represent, they are in your, let's say, in your circle, in your area, right, of your interest,
right,
or in your mood or whatever you represent, and they will understand that it's been a hell of a journey, that you hit rock bottom and then you go up, right?
Yes.
And this is inspiring.
Yes.
They shouldn't judge you from where you've been, but they shouldn't judge you at all, because I don't believe in judgment.
Agreed.
Opinions, right? They should just like look at where you now, look what journey have you done and what you've been through, and then where are you now, and just like clap to this guy and a proper approve and
I love it. I love it. That is the way to go, man. That's the way to be successful. Yeah.
And I had this similar situation when I broke up with my some ex-girl, and when I was in England. So I went through some of these dating sites as well. I put my photos over there, and I was like, I saw no one commenting, no ladies, nothing like that, and I was like, damn, I'm just like, no, it's not, ain't working for me. So yeah. And when I met my current wife, I told her everything in the beginning, so she knew that whatever comes in, she knows who I am. She knew me before, right? Because we met like in the secondary school, like in 2005,
okay, yeah.
Right? Yeah, in 2005, and then 10 years later we just hook up again. So
that's amazing, man. That's
crazy,
amazing.
Isn't it? It's crazy.
I love that.
Yeah, we didn't speak for 10 years, and then just like we
Wow.
hook up, and then like, let's do it.
That's beautiful, man. And look, now you got a kid and everything. Can't beat that, man.
Yeah. So
that's beautiful.
I hit rock bottom a couple of times, and then I think I'm doing pretty well now.
I think you're doing great.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm doing live shows, right? I mean,
shows, right.
It's my third live, and I've got Jonathan Palmar on my show. I can die happy now.
I hope you got bigger goals, bigger ambitions, and I know you're going to get there. So no, we're shooting for the stars, brother. You're good.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right. So I'm going to come up with something controversial.
That's my favorite. Let's do it.
Yeah, it comes from you. All right.
It comes from me, even worse.
Yeah. According to your recent ranking, number 1 content performance, polls, sliders, text, pictures, videos at the end. What the hell?
Now, see that is a ballsy guy, right? He's basically throwing himself under the bus to rank his own content at the bottom of the list. But to speak to that, that's why I think it's so important to be honest with your audience, and even if it's something that works against you, I think that they do appreciate when you tell them the truth. Truth is, polls for the longest being the last 2 or 3 months, honestly, have been absolutely killing it. And to just kind of explain why. The thing is that a lot of people vote on polls, right? But really, they just want to know what everybody else thinks, right? So you'll see a poll, like, let's say, what's your favorite type of content? And people will vote just for the sake of seeing, is video winning, is polls winning, what have you. They just want to see the result. And then they'll hit the button that says unvote, because they don't want anybody to see what they chose. But the thing is that when you do that, that's essentially like you leaving a like and a comment, because it's 2 points of engagement. It's 2 clicks. It's like hitting the like button and hitting the see more button, So the point I'm trying to make is that it's very easy for the algorithm to look at a poll or, a piece of content such as that And because it's driving so many clicks, LinkedIn elevates it, right? So we're seeing that polls are doing really well. Also, for a while, polls weren't doing well at all. So LinkedIn used, like, with the algorithm, they started pushing it out more and like basically rewarding people that use them, because they created this new feature that nobody was using, right? So they only have two options. Either we change the rules with the algorithm and we push them more so that people use it, or we just drop them and take them off the list. But they spent time developing it, so they don't want to do that. So the algorithm started pushing it more. Sliders are performing so well because LinkedIn literally owns SlideShare. It owns it owns the thing. It doesn't own video or text or pictures, and so then that's why those are doing so great. And and then you've got like video kind of at the end of the list, because the algorithmic rules are different with video. It's a 3-second impression compared to a 1 second, so that's why you may notice the views are a little bit lower. So yeah, that's kind of the breakdown.
Yeah, thanks. But video is still the best when it comes to creating bond and trust with your community.
Yes, and I do believe that from a business perspective, lead generation. Think about your favorite creators. Think about your favorite people on LinkedIn. I'd say, like for me at least, 90% of them creating videos. And it's not just because I do it. It's because I feel like I can connect with these people on a deeper level than I can with somebody that just does picture posts. I don't know if that person's really posting that stuff, right? When it comes to a text post, I don't know if the person's posting a text post is really doing it themselves. Right. But when I see somebody on camera, filming a selfie video or something like that, I feel like it really is their voice. It's really coming from them.
It's a good perspective, man, because I never thought about it this way. Because you can have anyone hiding in behind the text, behind the copy, but you can't just switch someone else with you in front of the camera, right? So it's all right. You over there, and then your connection with the audience and stuff like that. So yeah, great point of view, man. Great. Have you done any? Because I know you and Shay, you've been in contact a couple of times regarding many things with LinkedIn itself. I mean, yes. Regarding posts disappearing or get me my LinkedIn live, as Shay did their video. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And do you? Because you've got to be doing any sort of like a research or things like that, just to find out whether polls are converting or how many views they got. Where do you get the information from?
So, I mean, we have like our own group. Like anybody that goes through the boot camp, we'll collect the data from like any of our members, and all of our members are pretty engaged, so that we can collect data of active users. I think that's super important. Then we also have a full team of admins that also scrapes all this data from LinkedIn, literally thousands of posts. And we're analyzing what's working, what's not, because really, in order for us to market effectively, we need to be on top of all the trends. And some resources that I could provide to you and your audience that really do help in addition, that all of you can have access to, is BuzzSumo, BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo is a great resource. OK Dork is another one. They're constantly analyzing LinkedIn content and analyzing hundreds of thousands of posts, at numbers that there's no way, at a scale we couldn't possibly manage. And I pay a lot of attention to some of those resources. And it provides the content. So a lot of it comes from us. A lot of it is also external resource. We also do have a few contacts over at LinkedIn that allow us to kind of get a better idea. As soon as creator mode came out, we were kind of at the forefront of that. We really knew the internals and what the features were all about. We had a little bit of a leg up. So that's one of the benefits of scaling and growing as much as we have, is that, LinkedIn is a little bit different in the sense that, they do want to put more power in the creator's hands, and they want to make sure that we have the tools to do it. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we come up with a question
Let's see it
over here, and then we just come back to Grzegorz. But I've got to question you something like this. Is one of the most common questions, right? How often should I post?
Oh, the mom rule.
Mom rule. Yeah, I love it. So
yeah,
how often people post? Every day, 5 times a day, 10 times a day. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
So Lucas, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be a popular one for you because like I know that you work in the marketing space, but one thing that I didn't realize at the time, but when I was kind of like once I entered it and I was a part of the atmosphere myself, I started to see it myself. Don't be careful when it comes to the marketers that you decide to trust, right? So, for example, if you're talking to a copywriter or you're talking to a video editor or a marketer, what have you, they're going to want to push you to create as much content as possible because the more content that you publish, the more they get paid, right? So a copywriter wants you to post 3 times a day because they'll get paid, for 3 posts a day, right? So you got to be careful about, who's communicating the message and what they have to gain from it, right? So even a Gary Vaynerchuk as a marketer, right? When he's talking to these big brands, he wants to tell people, hey, post as much as you possibly can because it, kind of inherently benefits himself, right? The reality is Richard Vanderbloom, he's a great resource. He's on LinkedIn. He actually analyzed a post. If you posted once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, and he analyzed thousands of posts. And what he found is that, if you post twice a day and it's around 8 hours between each other, doesn't seem to be a huge, it doesn't seem to drop too much the second post compared to the first. But the thing is, and a lot of people don't realize this, on LinkedIn, you can't have 2 posts in the feed at the same time, right? So it can't be that you have like one video, you keep scrolling and somebody reaches your second video. That's a very that's an anomaly, right? So
Wow.
the reality is, you can really only have 1 post at a time that's growing. So when you post multiple times a day, essentially any of the posts prior to that current one are getting killed, right? So if you put a lot of time, effort, and energy into your content and LinkedIn, and you post something new, LinkedIn isn't going to show the previous ones, right? So, I challenge a lot of people to be more intentional with your content, but going back to the mom rule. Now, the reason why I came up with the mom rule is because
I love it. Absolutely
there's a lot of people on LinkedIn. I would not only LinkedIn, but any social media platform. And, when it comes to my mom, I might talk to her 2 or 3 times a week. But the reality is I don't need to talk to my mom every single day. I don't need to talk to her 3 times a day. There's just not enough things that are going on in her life or mine for her to update me that I would actually want to hear it. Now, if I love my mom more than anybody else in this entire world, what makes you believe that I want to see you 3 times a day? I don't even know you. Right. So when I see somebody's content multiple times a day, it burns me out. At some point, there's only so much that we could share about what it is that we do. Right. Even my most best friend, I do not want to hear from them 3 times in a single day. So then I just took that same principle and I applied it to my content. What is going to allow me to share when I have something important to say without being abusive with it? And I found that I'm a lot more effective if I leave comments and support others throughout the week. And then when I feel like I have something important to say, that's when I speak up. That's when I post. And I feel like it has allowed me to be successful. But the most important thing about it is I love my journey because it demonstrates you don't have to post every day to grow. You can post once a week and grow, and you can be very good at it. And I feel like that's kind of the one thing that I want to leave people with.
Thoughtful content, not like quantity. Quality over quantity.
Yeah, always
right. Yeah. So let's shout out to people that comes in. Grzegorz still there. Łukasz Jędraszkiewicz, my man. Hello. We've got a question from Grzegorz. So, have you developed a strategy for activities on LinkedIn? Are you holding on to it? And then, how often do you update your strategy?
Yeah. To be completely honest with you, this is going to sound horrible. I have zero strategy. I help develop strategies for people that work better within those perimeters. There are, like accountants, lawyers. There's certain personalities where they need a strategy. They need the structure. I think like as a creative, and I'm sure that Lucas can relate to this, like as a creative individual, you come from like the music background, me from like, other avenues, but I need the space to be creative. And it has, especially because of the amount of time that we invest into this, it has to be something that I'm enjoying, right? I feel like when you start getting too caught up with the strategy side of things, it makes things a little bit too regimented for my style. So I'd say that the only strategy that I keep is the foundational elements, which is, I want to continue to research LinkedIn content. I want to ensure that it's, relevant and happening at that very moment. That stuff is important. But in terms of like planning content ahead, when I post, I literally just finished that video 5 minutes before. So the reason for that being is I want it to be the most relevant. I want it to be what's happening in the moment on LinkedIn. And also it's the fact that like I procrastinate to the point that, it's 5 minutes before and I just complete the video, upload it, boom. Now it's going out to the world. So yeah, that's about as much strategy as you're getting from me.
Okay. When it comes to procrastination, I'm the master of it, but I'll tell you about it later, right? So, right. This is something that is interesting as well, as you said about it, and I think I read it on one of your sliders. How often should I engage on LinkedIn and build connections? There was the 90-10 rule. What is it?
That was another one. Yeah. So yeah, just to share really quickly about the 90-10 rule. This was like within the first few weeks of getting on LinkedIn. I realized that if I engaged with 9 posts prior to my own, so I spent 90% of my time, the 90-10 rule. So 90% of my time giving back to the community, 10% of my time sharing my own content, right? I found that those 90% of people that I was consistently engaging with would then reciprocate and leave a comment on my content, right? So, and if you do that at scale, if you're doing that every day, over time, that is how you develop more engagement, because not only, do they appreciate and they see the comment that you're leaving, your content starts showing up more on their feed the more you engage with them. So LinkedIn is literally telling you, hey, there's a benefit to this. We're going to show your content to them more often now. So yeah, and the way that I broke it up is I would find, 5 people that had heavy influence, that had a built-in audience, and I would strive to have the best comment, the comment with the most likes on that big creators page. And then I would find 4 people that had very small followings, that had nearly no engagement. We're talking, 0 to 10 likes on their posts. And I would engage with their content because those people would appreciate it more than a big creator, right? Because when somebody is very like engagement poor, to have that one comment, that one like, that showing of gratitude and appreciation for the content that you create and leaving a comment really means the world for some people. So, I did that for quite a while, and I found that it really helped me grow. And then when it was my turn to post, that 10% of the time, they were there for me, and it really helped.
Amazing hack. All right, great tip. That leads me to a question. So let's say I posted a video, copy, image, whatever, right? So, and then some people just, leave it as it is. They just post it and just walk away, right? And some people just like, post it and then, wait for comments, for things like that. And then they just engage and reply to comments. Now, Is there any rule for, I don't know, how much time should you, be for your audience after you have posted, or it doesn't matter?
It's tough, right? Because like not everybody right out of the gate gets a ton of engagement, right? I consider it a blessing that, I could post a video and, that first hour I'm like fully engaged, in the post, right? Here's what we know. LinkedIn has something called the golden hour. That golden hour is the first hour of your post. And you want to try to gain as much engagement as possible within that first hour, right? So the idea is that LinkedIn will show your content right when you post to a certain group of people. And if those people engage with it at a high degree, then all of a sudden now it's going to reach another layer of people, second connections, third connections. If they're engaging with it, that's when you get a viral post. That's when you get a post that starts getting thousands upon thousands of views. So the idea is within that first hour, you want to get as much engagement as possible. And so I will hang out at least the first hour, the first full hour, to ensure that I get as much engagement as possible. But even if you're in a position where you're not getting as much of it, I would still hang out a little while, at least 10, 15 minutes, and try to get as much engagement as you can then, because it really does make a difference. And that is how content goes viral.
All right. I had one post that went viral, right? Yeah, but
and what was it? What made it special? Why do you think it went viral?
It was because it had like 950 likes and
wow,
some comments. But that was like, it was a copy. It wasn't a video. It was a copy. It was a text.
It's man, that's the name of the game, brother. We can't predict these things as much as we wish we could.
Right. So let's come to another question, which is a perfect video length is, because I know you post videos no longer than 3 minutes.
Yes.
I can't remember if I seen any of your video that was longer than 3 minutes, like 259, 257.
It's like it's all strategy, right? It's all strategy, and what it comes down to is like when you're buying a car, right? And this is like, I learned it from like car buying, right? When you're buying a car, you know, for whatever reason, a car that costs $29,970 is just more appealing than $30,000, right? As soon as you get to the next whole number, all of a sudden it seems like so much more. And it's the same idea with video content. With video content, once you hit that 3-minute mark, I just find that people start to drop off. You can actually go into your analytics. You can click on your views. And what you could do is you can take the total view count and the total amount of minutes that if people have spent watching your video, divide those two numbers, and you'll figure out what the median or the average amount of time people are spending on your video, right? So once you have that magic number, now you know where people drop off and how long your videos can be, what you can get away with. And I just found that, you know, people seem to drop off at around the 1.5 minute mark, 2-minute mark. So I knew I could get away with a little bit longer, but not too much. So yeah, that's kind of how I developed that strategy. But if you're a new content creator, if you're a new video creator, I'd highly recommend stick to a minute, because anytime you see like one of us and we go on 2-3 minutes, that's all ego. We like the sound of our voice. We want to keep talking. We want to keep sharing. But the reality is, like, you really should shoot for about a minute. Anything more than that, it's self-indulgent.
Yeah, people like it short. It doesn't apply to women, but people like it short.
Right. I
don't know how much time do you have?
I got a couple more minutes. I'm keeping an eye on my appointment, so we're good for right now.
Right, another 10, 15?
Let's do 5 more. Let's do 5 more. Hit it hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hit it hard. Right. So let's say people start doing videos. Top 5 do's and don'ts.
Top 5 do's and don'ts. I like it. Okay, so top 5 do's and don'ts. I'd say stuff that you have to do. You have to use captions. You have to use captions because over 80% of people on social media don't watch their videos with volume. If you don't have captions, I don't want to say nobody's watching it. People will watch it, but I'd say that you're going to be far more successful. So little hack that I could give all of you is Instagram now has closed captions that you can add through your stories. So if you're just getting started with video content, go over to Instagram, do a video, allow the closed captions to show up, and then drop it on LinkedIn. Boom. You got captions done for you and for free. So that's one of the little tips right there. And then in terms of top 5, headline. It's super important to ensure that either your top bar, so right above your video, or the headline being the text, the copy that goes above that, where it's got the see more button. They say that the perfect headline is 6 words. People read the first 3 words, people read the last 3 words. They don't always read the whole thing. So we've found that the best headlines are 6 words long. So ensure that those 6 words are as powerful, impactful, and get people to stop the scroll. That's so important. So that's another do. What's an additional do? I say colors. When you look at the LinkedIn background, it's blue and white. It's very plain looking. So be the one that stands out. Use yellow, use red, use green, use some primary colors that stands out so that when people are scrolling, they have no choice but to to stop on your video because it's so colorful. There's so much going on. That's why I use those moving backgrounds. Everything is very intentional, right? So, just using those little psychological tricks gets people to stop. And then from there, you got to really sell it. You got to get people interested. So I will use all different types of things. So I guess this will be your 4 and 5 for do. I use black and white. I put my head down. I try to, show emotions within those first few seconds. Like my entire goal of my video, especially, I'd say I put 50% of my effort into those first few seconds of capturing your attention, because I understand that that's everything. And then from there, you only have 3 seconds to win people over, right? So those first 3 seconds are so important for getting people to tune in to whatever you're sharing. You want to ensure that those are the best that they can be. So in terms of don'ts, don't overuse hashtags, right? Like LinkedIn, and I'm being super blunt with this, LinkedIn still does not know, and this is coming directly from them, they still don't know what they want to do with hashtags. They haven't found an easy way to make them discoverable. If you go into the search function on LinkedIn and you put in a hashtag marketing, hashtag sales, what have you, you're not going to find direct results. You can't even click to follow it. I don't even know how to do that at this point, right? So they're not making hashtags easy for the consumers. And there's no discovery page. You just have the LinkedIn feed, right? So this isn't Instagram. This isn't like some other social media platforms that have a heavy emphasis on hashtags. LinkedIn still doesn't know what they're doing with it. And the same kind of applies to tagging. I'll see, now less than before, but when there's the ocean of tags where there's just so many people tagging, connections, the reality is if 25 to 50% of those people are not liking and commenting on the tag, then the algorithm is going to kill your post because LinkedIn will view it as spam. So imagine that. You take the time to add all these people, tag all these people, and it actually works against you. And people are getting a notification every time somebody engages with that post. So you're going to make a lot of enemies that way. If I have 50 notifications from a post that's got somebody's baby on it or something, and I have no way of relating to it, and I don't understand why I was tagged, and now I have 50 notifications about your post, you're not going to be on my friends list. All right. I'm going to probably be a little bit annoyed about it. Another don't. What's another don't? There's so many good ones, but that's tough. I'd say keep an open mind. Don't discredit any form of content or any idea. There's been times where I've done what's trendy. There's been times where I try to be unique and try to do something different. So you need to find your voice. You need to create your own style, but don't discredit any method, whether it's text post, picture post, video, even doing memes. All of it works, and all of it is worth it to give it a shot, give it a try. So yeah, that's what I got. How'd I do?
Perfect. Just if I can just ask one last question from the audience, which is regarding polls, and Grzegorz asking, do polls convert? And he has the impression that they only do a lot of views. Not sure how to approach it, but
polls, yeah. I think so. What was the question? Do polls convert? Yeah. Can I take this one over? I got his answer.
Oh yeah, come on, yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So do polls convert? Absolutely. Here's how they convert. And I used the example in my post on Monday. In terms of whatever it is, whatever services it is that you provide. Here's what I would do. I would say, for example, if you're an accountant, you can create a poll that says, do you struggle with taxes, right? Most people struggle with taxes. So you already know this is a pain point for your customers, for your potential clients. So if whoever says yes, your yes list is a confess list. It's a confess list of all the people that need your services, right? So now when you send them an inbox message, you can literally say, hey, I saw that you voted in the poll and that you struggle with taxes. I would love to provide you with this blueprint, this cheat sheet, this tip, this trick, what have you, your website. and just explain to them, listen, I'm here for you if you ever need help with it in the future. And that's a way to create the conversation to convert, right? And I do find we've had clients that have tried this and it's been successful with them because, you know, if you're intentional with the poll, you put it out there and you start the conversation in the inbox, and you give them value without blatantly saying, hey, I want to give you my services. We do find that is helpful.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This comes from my wife. Yes. Yeah. It seems like I went crazy about it, but I always crazy about every single person. Right. When I get.
Oh, but I thought it was special. Oh,
you
come
are.
on.
Yeah, but yeah, but you know, I'm like. These lives, right? They're like absolutely just like, you know, just before the live, I was like, oh, waiting. And then person comes in and is like, yeah, let's do this. Like,
Let's
another
do it.
one, another one. So yeah, and I was like waiting for yours as well, and like creating these little short clips, and I was like having so much fun. And yeah, it's brilliant, man.
I love that. Well, I hope I wasn't a disappointment. I hope I lived up to the hype. So, but
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you, Anna, for the
sound and video
message.
Improved all the way throughout the entire life. So I'm happy that we had the chance to, you know, to speak normally. And thank you very much, man. I know you're busy. What's your next plans? I mean, for videos or for, you know, further?
Yeah, a lot of people ask that. You know, you're going to YouTube. Are you going to do another social media platform? Are you going to do some Hollywood? What's next? And answer's always the same. Like LinkedIn is kind of like the love of my life right now. You know, it's what I really love doing. And I think that it's almost like we've seen like a lot of bands, you know, like the Beatles, you know, like Jackson. Well, I guess for him it worked out. Spice Girls, you know, there's so many examples of great bands that they break up too soon. Right. And then when they try to have like a singles career, they find that it's just not as successful. Right. So I feel like me and LinkedIn right now, we've found a great partnership. I don't need to break away. I don't need to break away anytime soon because this is working out really well. Right. Yeah. So when the time comes, maybe I'll consider it, but it's not going to be anytime soon. So what is my next move? I'm wondering, can you handle another Luke? Because maybe like me and Luke Matthews jump on with you next and really blow this one out of the water. What do you think?
Yeah, bring it on.
Okay, all right. So
that'd be great. I remember I remember I spoke to Luke one day and he says, "Yeah, bring me in, man." And I was like, "Yeah." So we're gonna do this. Definitely, we're gonna do this. I'm overwhelmed. We're gonna do this. Yeah.
Next on the list. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
So once again, John, it was a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I'm so happy to have you here, man. I've got so many. You know, so many questions left unanswered. I'm going to send it out to you.
Part 2, brother. That's why there's a part 2. We'll do it again.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Perfect to know. Yeah. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Palmar, follow Jonathan on LinkedIn because you want to see him, you want to watch him, you want to see what he's doing because he's absolutely class. And thanks for your time, man.
Of course, brother.
Here.
Of course.
And, see you next time.
Take care, guys. Thank you.